Okay, now we're recording, and I'm going to go ahead and get and there is today's slideshow, and I'm going to go ahead and click on that and get that opened. Okay, all right, it is Thursday, October 21st, today's group training session. It is now about 4:05, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. We've got quite a bit of stuff to cover today. We probably have enough information to cover for probably about an hour and 15 minutes, maybe about an hour and 20 minutes. So we'll have a little bit more time to go through some questions, if we have any questions. Anyhow, let's go ahead and move on to the next slide. And again, like we always do, we always review the basic rules. Questions must be relevant to what we're covering today. If you have a question, instant message or email me at coaching1on1@gmail.com, and we'll answer as we go along and at the end. All right, keep an open mind, like we always say, and then whenever you are not sure about something, always Google it. Now, sometimes people ask me this question, that when we start the session, you see, I can't see my browser or my Gmail, so I can't see it. So if you're having difficult time between now and when we go to the slide usually takes about 30-40 minutes, and then we go to practical application. So for 30-40 minutes, if you can't get in there, I can't see your screen, because I don't have the if you recall back when we first started, I have two screens on my monitor. The problem is that if I have both screens on, then the screen that we're using is so small that some people can't read it. So that's why I shut off my second screen and only use one screen when we do the presentation. So if you are having difficulty, you're just going to have to bear along and listen to the audio. Now, today we are recording the audio again as a backup, and we are recording the video as well as the audio on the video. So we're doing, again, like we said, we're recording both of them just in case our screen freezes. Then you'll be able to use the audio to kind of walk through the PDF that I've already sent to you. All right, next slide. Okay, as you recall, we have two specific areas we're going to cover today. The first area is file transfer protocol. What we consider, or typically when you see this, you'll see it says FTP. The FTP is just the acronym for File Transfer Protocol. And I'm not going to read the top portion of the description in here, but I'm going to start where it says FTP is built on a client-server architecture and utilizes separate control and data connections between the client and server applications. FTP is used when user-based password authentication or with anonymous user access. Now, what that basically means is I can actually get into the Vinet server or the GoDaddy server or HostGator or any server that you have your WordPress website applied on. I can access their server directly without having to go through my WordPress website dashboard. Now, there's certain things you can do using FTP. There's certain things you can do on your WordPress dashboard that you can't do on FTP. There's things that you can do on FTP that you cannot do on WordPress. So I'm going to show you kind of a real basic idea of what I'm talking about today. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the next slide. So we're going to the FTP definition that you see on your screen right now, it's a little bit confusing, I know, because it's a lot more technical jargon. But when we go to the practical application, you'll understand what an FTP does. And we're going to go through a lot more detail on the FTP so you understand what exactly it does and why some of us will use it. Okay? I'm going to go to the next slide. The second part that we're going to cover today is what we call the markup validation service. Okay, and you'll see in the definition on the slide, to determine whether your website has any errors, issues, or problems, you have to run through a validation system to determine what those errors are. Okay, and then I put on there, look to your plugins as the culprit to a lot of your common errors. Well, one client emailed me yesterday, because you remember we included this in the sneak preview on Tuesday,